You have made an excellent decision to click on this video. This video is extremely important and it is amazing and profound. It is one of my personal favorite videos. It was through the fulfillment of this Seinfeld basketball prophecy in December of 2019 that I first learned that President Trump would die from a heart attack, and it would be a most major prophetic sign. This will sound very strange, but a prophecy contained in an iconic episode of Seinfeld titled Heart Attack that aired in 1991 and was amazingly fulfilled in December 2019 is a major prophetic sign that is revealing that President Trump will die from a heart attack on December 26, 2024. Trump's death from a heart attack will symbolize the state of the Union and America's spiritual condition, which is heart disease towards God. Besides what I am about to explain, the proof that these predictions were made ahead of time is the date that YouTube says this video was posted, and videos can't be edited once they are posted. Additionally, what documents that these predictions were made ahead of time are these emails that are timestamped by Google, as well as these PDF documents that were created by a company named Forensic Notes. If you are skeptical, email me and I will forward these to you.
Excuse me, Tor. May I ask you a question? You have intuitive abilities. You're in touch with a lot of cosmic kind of things. I have this note I can't read. I was wondering if...
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Cleveland 117, San Antonio 109.
This basketball score prophecy in this Seinfeld episode was fulfilled in December 2019, and it was one of 4 games in a row that San Antonio played that went into overtime, the first time this had happened in the NBA in literally 50 years. This prophecy that was a basketball score was fulfilled on December 12, 2019, the same day the media touted the last full moon of the decade that occurred on the date 12/12 at 12:12 a.m. The Apostle Paul used the phrase "the last trump" in a reference to the rapture event, and the last full moon of the decade sign is hinting at the last Trump sign, which will be President Trump's death from a heart attack. The last full moon of the decade was 6,666 days after 9/11 in 2001, and on the day before, on 12/11/2019, the Dow closed at 27,911, and the S&P gained 9.11 points. The number 27,000 occurs in the Bible in context of walls of security collapsing in judgment. The Twin Towers on 9/11 collapsed and cracked the foundation of Federal Hall, where George Washington was inaugurated, on Wall Street. On this same day, the Dow gained 29.58 points and the S&P gained 0.29%, and a lunar cycle is 29.5 days. These stock market numbers symbolized the moon and pointed to the following day. The following day was the last full moon of the decade on 12/12 at 12:12 a.m. in the time zone of the 9/11 attacks. On the day of the stock market sign on 12/11, the Dow gained 0.11%. The date of this stock market sign on 12/11, when the Dow gained 0.11%, and the last full moon of the decade on 12/12 at 12:12 a.m. give us 2 dates, 12/11 and 12/12. In other words, the 11th and the 12th. This and 12:12 a.m. hints at the 11th hour going into the 12th hour. On 9/11, it was Flight 11 with a crew of 11 people. The second plane had a crew of 9 people that flew into the Twin Towers that looked like a giant 11 in New York State, the 11th state to join the Union. Jesus coined the phrase the 11th hour, which referred to the last hour of daylight before darkness, which in ancient Israel was the 12th hour, and the 11th hour in English is an idiom that means last chance, time is running out, as in last chance to repent and get right with God before time runs out. The title of the iconic Seinfeld episode was Heart Attack because George Costanza suffers a blue face. And on this same day, an NFL athlete in his prime underwent open heart surgery for a rare congenital coronary defect. The player's name is Cyrus Jones, and God's King Cyrus occurs in Isaiah chapter 45. President Trump is the 45th president, and there are a number of interesting parallels between King Cyrus and President Trump. 45 days after this Seinfeld basketball prophecy was the day the famous basketball player Kobe Bryant died. The last Instagram message Kobe Bryant sent before his helicopter crash was to the famous college basketball star and son of Hall of Fame basketball player Shaquille O'Neal, Sharif O'Neal. And Sharif O'Neal tweeted he was going into open heart surgery for the same congenital coronary defect exactly 1 year before Cyrus Jones's open heart surgery on 12/12/2018. On this same 12/12/2018, a freak wind event caused a window washer on the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas to plummet to his death. This was hinting at the death of President Trump from a heart attack. 45 days after the basketball star Kobe Bryant died, the World Health Organization officially declared coronavirus to be a pandemic, and Trump delivered his prophetic coronavirus address from the Oval Office that was 11 minutes long and ended precisely as the clock on the live TV news screen ticked 9/11. This was exactly 222 months after 9/11, and God pointed to George Washington's inauguration at Federal Hall on Wall Street through the 9/11 events, and George Washington was born on the date 2/22, 222 months prior to President Trump's 11-minute coronavirus address that ended at 9:11 p.m. was 9/11/2001, and the day that Flight 11 with a crew of 11 people flew into the Twin Towers that looked like a giant 11 in New York State, the 11th state to join the Union. On the same day that the World Health Organization officially declared coronavirus to be a pandemic and Trump's prophetic coronavirus speech ended at 9/11, was the same day that the National Basketball Association became the first sports league to officially shut down. This was due to the first player that tested positive for coronavirus, and this same player just happened to be in the news a few days earlier for having mocked coronavirus at a press conference. This basketball player plays for the team from the 45th state. This same basketball player that mocked coronavirus at a press conference mocked coronavirus in the locker room, and while horsing around, gave his teammate, player number 45, coronavirus, which started a feud between the two teammates. 7 days after this story involving the basketball player that plays for the team from the 45th state, a 5.7 magnitude earthquake occurred in the 45th state, which was known for having knocked the Trump from the famous statue on top of the famous temple in Salt Lake City. This trumpet that fell in the 45th state was part of a statue that was designed by a man named Cyrus, and it is King Cyrus that is described in Isaiah chapter 45. The trumpet fell, and Trump in English means trumpet, which hinted at the fall of President Trump, the 45th president. The name of the basketball team from the 45th state is the Utah Jazz, and jazz music typically involves trumpets or horn instruments. Another 7 days after this earthquake in the 45th state, Trump trolled his political rival, Mitt Romney, his Republican teammate, with which he has a feud, the senator from the 45th state, for having tested negative for coronavirus. This hinted at the feud between the two teammates, including player number 45, that play for the team from the 45th state. From the fulfillment of the Seinfeld basketball prophecy, it is 45 days to the death of the famous basketball player Kobe Bryant, and then it is another 45 days to the day that the basketball player that plays for the team from the 45th state tested positive for coronavirus, which ended up shutting down the NBA. 45 days plus 45 days is 90 days, and Kobe Bryant was in a helicopter that departed at 9 a.m. and then crashed, killing 9 people. From the Bible, the number 9 symbolizes judgment. Some social media sites have a maximum length for videos that can be posted, and so I need to cut this video into 2 parts. Click on the link to watch the remainder of this video. You can also find this link in the description box below this video. Make sure you watch the remainder of this extremely important video that is posted on a different channel than the one you are watching now. The link to the rest of this video is in the description box below this video. If the link is not in the description box below this video, visit odyssey.com, which is spelled ODYSEE.com. On odyssey.com, in the search bar, type the name of my channel, Harris Crash Prediction. Then go into the channel by clicking the channel name, Harris Crash Prediction. Once you are on the channel's home page, then click Content. Then use the channel's search box. This is different than the odyssey.com search box. Search for this video by typing the same video title as the title of the video you are currently watching. Alternatively, for more information on how to find this video, visit the website harriscrashprediction.com. Hopefully you at least found this introduction video to be interesting, and if so, please leave a like and a comment and upvote the video, and please help this video to go viral by sharing it with everyone you know and sharing it everywhere in social media.